Good morning and welcome to our trade update. United States President Donald Trump's administration is stepping up its aggressive tariff policy, initiating a new wave of duties that will reshape international trade. While the European Union, including Germany, has secured an exemption from significant new tariffs on pharmaceuticals, the nation could face economic headwinds under revised regulations for aluminum, steel, and copper imports. 1 year after President Trump launched his major tariff offensive, his government is reinforcing its approach with further levies. A decree from the White House reveals that patent-protected medicines will now face a substantial tariff rate of 100% of their value. This applies to large corporations in 120 days and to smaller businesses 60 days later. However, there's a crucial exemption for the European Union and therefore Germany due to an existing agreement. Switzerland, the United Kingdom, and Japan are also exempted from these specific pharmaceutical tariffs. Countries can even reduce their tariffs to zero if they strike agreements with the United States government and commit to building manufacturing facilities within the United States. President Trump has long targeted the high cost of medicines in the United States market, and these new tariffs were widely anticipated as a measure to bring production home and secure jobs, while also aiming for billions in additional revenue. Beyond pharmaceuticals, the United States government is also overhauling its tariff rules for imported steel, aluminum, and copper products. These changes are expected to directly impact countries like Germany. A senior government official explained that previous tariff revenues were not as high as desired because other nations artificially lowered the declared costs for steel imports into America. To counter this, the new policy dictates that the 50% tariff rate will no longer be based on the exporter's declared price, but rather on the price at which the product is sold in the American market. For companies exporting to the United States, this fundamental shift could result in significantly higher duties and increased costs. Furthermore, there are new unified rules for products containing these metals. If a product consists of more than 15% steel, aluminum, or copper, a uniform tariff rate of 25% will now apply. Previously, a 50% rate was levied only on the proportion of the product made from these specific materials. While this might lead to lower rates for some highly specialized composite products, it establishes a new, potentially broader application of tariffs for many goods incorporating these foundational industrial metals. These moves clearly demonstrate President Trump's unwavering commitment to an aggressive tariff policy, even after the Supreme Court's landmark ruling on trade matters. President Trump has designated this approach as a cornerstone of his second term, intending to bolster domestic production, create American jobs, and generate substantial government revenue. The German economy has already felt the considerable effects of President Trump's tariff policies. Last year, exports to the United States experienced a significant decline, leading to China surpassing the United States as Germany's most important trading partner. The latest changes signal a continued period of trade tension and adaptation for global markets. What's your take on US tariffs? Intensify pharma exempt, German aluminium alert? Share your view in the comments. Do you think this will matter in the next news cycle? This video was generated using artificial intelligence.